They say never judge a book by its cover. Well, I'm going to introduce you to T. Joe. T. Joe is the man who for the past, I can think all of my existence, when we go to Port Aransas for the 4th of July, my grandparents get a boat ride for the 3rd of July. We got a bunch of their friends, they all come out onto the boat, and about halfway through the boat ride, we do this thing where T. Joe pulls up a net. There's a little, I guess you could call it a petting zoo, but it's for aquatic animals, so it's for fish and crabs and, there's squid in there and all sorts of little things. Well, T. Joe puts down his net on his boat. T. Joe pulls the net back up, and crazy T. Joe, he's got one eye and his finger was bit off by a shark. T. Joe just grabs the animals. Well, one of the big things he always likes to do, though, is he likes to grab the shark, or not the shark, but the hardhead catfish, which has spines that will puncture your foot open. Well, he takes the spines and cuts open a catfish can. Well, one time he decided he did it, and they went through the catfish. It went through the can and his hand. T. Joe, kept his smile on his face. He proceeded to hold onto the fish and put his bloody hand in the saltwater tank. Well, we couldn't use it anymore. But beside all of T. Joe's mishaps, T. Joe's a great guy. He's genuine. He may not be the smartest, and he may only have one eye, but he means well. And you know what? We can always count on T. Joe. He puts on a show each time we're on the bus, and he does his job. And he does it better than almost anyone in here would probably do his job. Rita Rudner once said that when I meet a man, I ask myself, is this the man I want my children to spend the weekend with? Well, to be quite honest with you, if you wanted someone to entertain your children, there was no better person than T. Joe on that boat. It's often seen that we have athletes and celebrities that we look up to. And we think we know them. We think we know them for who they are, but the perception in the public eye is not really who they are and who they turn out to be. Take O.J. Simpson, for example, a person who was beloved in the eyes of everyone in America. He was America's darling. A man who could do no wrong. Heisman Trophy winner. A Super Bowl winner. Someone that everyone looked up to. Well, that man, he killed his wife. He killed her, and now he's been the laughing end of jokes for the last 10, 15 years. Someone who will never be the juice. Will never be what he once was. Look at Tiger Woods, a man who, by all accounts, was the greatest golfer of all time. And though he may still be the greatest golfer of all time, Tiger Woods will never outrun or even outdrive what he did in 2008. He cheated on his wife with 20-plus women. When he ran his car into the tree after his wife was so upset and irate that she chased him down the driveway with a golf club, we met who Tiger Woods was. The Tiger Woods with a problem. The Tiger Woods that you wouldn't want your kids to spend the weekend with. We met the O.J. Simpson in that murder trial that you wouldn't want your kids to spend the weekend with. Now, I say this about athletes and I say this about celebrities, people that we look at often, but we do this the wrong way as well. Look at a man like Cam Newton. And disregard his recent press conferences after the Super Bowl, but that man right there coming out of college and out of high school was dismissed. As great of an athlete as he was, no one wanted him. Why? Because he was apparently ghetto. Because he was black, because of the color of his skin, he was a detriment to the environment, to the people around him, someone that you didn't want your kids to be around. Well, I'm sorry, but has that man not put a smile on the faces of every kid that's been to a game? Almost every fan in the NFL knows who he is and knows what he does. What he does is he gives footballs to kids. There's a joke running around, the NFL fines him for it. Not even the cruel organization the NFL is would find a good man for something like that. His charity, he posts charitable works on his Facebook and his Instagram every week. He's someone that you would want your kids to hang around. And you think about the teachers. Teachers, we judge them the wrong way all the time. I've done it multiple times, and I'm sure you have too. You walk into a classroom, and you look at a teacher, and you go, well, this will be a long semester. Just because their appearance and their cover says that you wouldn't want to hang out with them, that they may be the most boring, they would drag the class on forever. You may look at them and say that, but it turns out completely different. That could be the person right there that you may say, I don't want my kid to hang out with them until you truly get to meet them. Rita Rudner once said that when I meet a man, I ask myself, is this the man I want my children to spend the weekend with? This quote right there, it applies to Tijo, a man who I respect greatly, a man who I would certainly let him take care of my kids, a man who, when I give him a job, I know that he will perform it to the fullest, that he will entertain them, and they will have more fun than they may have ever had with me. Don't judge a book by its cover, and especially don't judge a bush by its cover. We're going to